What's going on? Welcome back to 100% NUFC. So it's just finished at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City 3, Newcastle United 1. Thanks to 3 goals by Sergio Aguero, scored his hat-trick. You know, he's got a great record against us. I did say in the Man City preview that if Newcastle stay in the game, we wouldn't get an equaliser, but it was never going to be easy because City have got quality. You know, they've been top all season. They've pretty much had the league wrapped up, you know, by Christmas. And, you know, what a joy they are to watch. You know, what a team that they've got. And that's what millions buys you these days, you know, in the Premier League. You spend loads of money, you're going to be winning honours towards the end of the season. Now, this is the team that Rafa Benitez chose. He went with the likes of Joselu, he went with Diarme, Shelvey, Richie was missing, so he went with Christian Atsu. You just seen the team there. You know, the back four picked itself with Jamal Lascelles and Kieran Clark. Caldolo was in net as expected. I wasn't too sure because it could have been Rob Elliott. You know, if he's got a bit of an illness at the moment, he might be back for that game. But it was Caldolo. Going into that first half, you know, Man City came at Newcastle as they expect. You know, they've got all the possession. You know, they're playing in front of their home crowd. Newcastle pretty much, you know, contained them. They did have a goal scored, which was ruled for offside midway through the first half. And then Man City started up the tempo a little bit. Newcastle were, you know, showing their defensive display, but it was switched off for their goal in the 34th minute, which was scored by Sergio Aguero. But before that, Caldolo was limping from the original cross, which led to the first goal in the 34th minute. So a ball got whipped in by Kevin De Bruyne. Sergio Aguero got the cheekiest of flicks on his head to put it past Caldolo into the far corner. And it's 1-0 to Manchester City, and it's an uphill task from there. You know, they're such a good team, quality. And Sergio Aguero loves scoring past us. And with his sort of quality, then you think, it's not going to be easy. And, you know, I'm not disappointed. I'm only disappointed for the goal because, you know, when it came and we've contained them. But it's Man City. You know, there's not a lot you can do about that. And after that, you know, the game kind of petered out towards half-time. Newcastle didn't really attack that first half. We didn't really show enough. And then, you know, the half-time 1-0 to Manchester City. Then going into the second half, Man City, you know, the game was quiet for the first maybe 5 minutes. You know, they were having opportunities with Aguero and David Silva was creating problems. Sane. But Newcastle again were containing them. And then not until the 61st minute, Newcastle got a pen. What was Javier Manquillo doing? You know, why can't he just, you know, stay on his feet? Yes, he's being beaten all ends up, but just don't be pulling his shirt like that. Don't be doing any of that sort of stuff because, you know, the players are going to go down. You know, and you're giving the referee, you know, the option to give a pen, and I can't dismiss the penalty decision. It was a pen to Manchester City. Up steps Sergio Aguero, 2-0 Manchester City, and you're thinking to yourself, game over. And you think, you know, all the hard work of defendants being thrown out the window, really. And then, you know what? Just as I was having a bit of doubts, Newcastle got back into the game straight away after 66 minutes. You know, a ball got floated over the top to Jacob Murphy. He finds himself one-on-one with goalkeeper Edison. He flicks it over him, and I'm like, yes, come on. So as you can see, you know, I was excited. You know, 2-1, we're back into the game. You know, he has the confidence coming back, and I'm expecting us to kick on to try and get that unlikely equaliser from nowhere, you know, and for what were defensive displays, you know, deserved. But then, same old Newcastle, you know, we're sitting back. Yes, we did have the odd opportunity, which when Edison made a mistake, you know, we had 2 or 3 bites of the cherry, but it just wasn't to be. You know, Man City are great defensively. And then the real soccer punch came on late towards the end of the game, you know, around about the 87th, 80th minute mark. And then Sane picked up the ball. He pretty much made a run into the box. He had one toast. He took about 2 or 3 Newcastle United players out. He's doing 360s around with players. We couldn't deal with him. And then he literally squared it towards Sergio Aguero, and then he just scored the perfect hat-trick, which I think he deserved. You know, he had a really good game. You know, Sterling looked really, really good, and it was just a shame the way we didn't really cause him a problem after making the 2-1, because once you go 2-1 and you pull it back, you're giving them options, and you know, Man City were always going to hurt you with their quality. So 3-1, probably deserved overall on that performance. You know, but you know what? At the end of the day, if I could pick out some players that played really well for Newcastle, Dummett for me was amazing. You know, Jamal Lascelles, Kieran Clark were amazing at the back. Caldolo pulled off some good saves. Murphy for me looks bright. He's getting better by the game he plays. And you know, if it just wasn't for us being so defensive, if it was against another team, we could have got something to do. And it's just a shame the way it's happened. Now looking at the Premier League table, you know, it's one of them. You know, we're pretty much 15th place. We haven't really moved. You know, the results have gone our way, but that might change tomorrow and Monday when, you know, Southampton and Swansea play. But you just never know. But we're not going to be getting judged against the likes of Manchester City. You know, 3-1. It sounds like a bad result, but for us having a championship squad, it's not bad at all. And given that quality that we've got, we've only got a championship squad. So overall, you let me know your thoughts about the game. You know, let us know, was it a fair result? Should Newcastle have done better? Should we have opened up a little bit more? Should we have got at Manchester City? You know, the team. Were you happy with the team? Were you happy with the substitutions? Were you at the game? You know, let us know. And what's your thoughts for the next game away to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, as it's another tough game, but it's in the Cup. You know, our next Premier League game is at home to Burnley FC in a couple of weeks' time at St James's Park. That's where bread and butter. These are the sort of teams that we have to be winning in order to progress in the Premier League and staying up this season. I hope Rafa Benitez is backed. What players would you like to see at the football club? And if you are new around here, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to 100% NUFC for regular content. And also help us out and try and get the subscribers up, as I want to try and hit 900 subscribers. I'm on 864, I think. And it's gone a bit slow late, so if you can go along and help me out, I really appreciate it. Also, the next video will be the 2 review episode 13, which will be out 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. You know, let's just stay positive. You know, I'm positive, even though we got beat. It's all about just, you know, sticking with Rafa, getting behind the team, and taking the positives out of this this defeat. You know, we scored a goal. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a good night and a good weekend wherever you are. I'll catch you all later. Peace out.